He's done it. The Michigan goal in the first period. For the Williams.
Run, Pelfy scores! Pelfy! It's it! And welcome back to Bulls Fitting with Clarky. It is pretty early in the morning to be doing this, but I have to get it in. So welcome one and all, to a early morning edition of Bulls Spittin' with Derik Clark, I guess. It is currently 7:56 a.m. on the East Coast on a Sunday morning in the middle of nowhere, New York, I guess would be the words to put it. And we are in the works of partying on. So, the sports world has been a little interesting so far this week. It's been a little bit of an interesting road for some people. So here we go. Last Sunday, it was good old Alex Bowman who took the shortened Chicago street race. The reason the race was shortened is because with the street race, the only lights they have available if it were to get dark, nighttime-esque, are the actual street lights in Chicago. I mean, you're on the literal streets of Chicago. So they did a thing where they set a time because there were so many cautions and there was a delay. So they set a time up. Sorry, I just hit the mic for some reason. They set a timer up and they basically said, once it hits 8:20, we're going to do a green, white, checker. That's what happened. Instead of the 75 laps, I think it is, they only ran about 50 something. But Alex Bowman got the win. After the win by Alex Bowman, his first win in over 80 races, Bubba Wallace slammed him into the wall after the race, like with his car. This because of an on-track incident. Now, what's NASCAR's response? $50,000 fine. Bubba Wallace has been a hothead in a lot of incidences. I remember a few years ago he tried to fight Kyle Larson after a wreck in the middle of the infield at Talladega or Daytona. I don't remember which one, but try to fight him. Bubba Wallace is a really hothead, really high temper when it comes to things like this. So I mean, not surprised that NASCAR had to kind of calm down with a $50,000 fine. No F1 this week. The great Grand Prix, the British Grand Prix was won. Oh, speak English. Was won by Lewis Hamilton, and then Max Verstappen second, Lando Norris third. That was last Sunday. Yesterday, motocross, big crazy stuff with motocross. And I mean, it was actually kind of freaking crazy. Okay, so here's what happened. In motocross, you have to run two 30-minute motos plus 2 laps at the end. And they were in Minnesota, Spring Creek. And the 450s ended. They were the first class instead of it. It used to be the 250s. There's 2 classes. There's the 250s and the 450s. Normally it goes 250s, then 450s, but because it was on national television, they flipped the order and went 450 to 250. It's the whole thing. 450s completely ended. The overall winner was Chase Sexton, and then Hunter Lawrence got second. I root for his brother Jet, but he's currently hurt, so the whole thing over in the 450s. The 250s where we're going to talk about. It rained in between the last 450 moto and the last 250 moto. Why is that crazy? They had to go on a delay because the track was so flooded. Normally they will run in the rain. Motocross does not give a freaking heck if it rains. They will just run because it's dirt bikes, they can run. With that, the track being too flooded, they had to do a little bit of maintenance. It was still bad. Really muddy. What ends up happening, Casey Cochran, a rookie, his first year, ends up taken the lead in the second moto, ends up finishing second. He finished third overall. Hayden Deegan, the current points leader, but now I believe not the current points leader, is or would take second, and the overall winner would be Levi Kitchen. But Casey Cochran is the guy I want to talk about. This guy got the lead, battled Levi Kitchen until about 4 minutes left in the moto. They were going back and forth. And then Levi Kitchen kind of left him in the dust. But that post-race interview for his third place overall on the podium, freaking nuts. Shout out to Casey Cochran. Hope you're doing good, man. Hope you're still partying. That was a freaking crazy race. I know Alex Bowman was partying at 6 a.m. in the morning after his win in Chicago. Wonder how you're doing, buddy. Also, last night, Saturday night, a little IndyCar fun. Scott McLaughlin, the Kiwi from New Zealand, got the win. He's big win for him because it was his first oval win, which is crazy because he has so many IndyCar wins, but he doesn't have an oval win, which is insane. And he roots for Shane Van Gisbergen, who's in the Xfinity Series, and they ran yesterday as well. He didn't have a good one, Shane Van Gisbergen, but they both root for each other, which is funny because they used to be rivals in the Supercar Series in New Zealand, turned, I guess, buddies via racing in America. More racing stuff. Speaking of the Xfinity Series, been a very weird storylines in the Xfinity Series. And what I mean is the weirdness of, well, here's the story. Xfinity Series number 15 was driven by Hailee Deegan. Yes, Hayden Deegan, who's in the 250 class in both Supercross and Motocross, races professional dirt biking. His older sister, Hailee Deegan, known for her racing in short course trucks, sprint cars, micro sprints, midgets, a lot of stuff. She used to drive the 15 in the Xfinity Series. She parted ways with AM Racing after not being allowed in the car for the Chicago street race. Joey Logano, the Cup Series driver, took that car over and got an 8th place finish with it. Josh Berry took the car over this week. I don't know where he finished. He did not have a good race. But Hailee Deegan is out of the 15 car in the Xfinity Series. She's been out for now 2 weeks, and she's out for the rest of the year. She's parted ways with AM Racing. Here goes the crazy part. And I'm just learning about this. I learned about this last night. So bear with me. Might be crazy, but bear with me. I don't remember the guy's name. You're going to have to trust me. But there was a report that Hailee Deegan, while at the IndyCar race in Iowa for the doubleheader, because IndyCar has a doubleheader this weekend, forgot to mention that part. Scott McLaughlin won last night. They race again today at noon here on Sunday. In Iowa, they're running a doubleheader in Des Moines, Iowa. Anyway, not important. During the qualifying for the first race. And if you're wondering, I believe the second race, they just invert the finish order of the first race for the second race. I'm pretty sure. Don't quote me on that, but I'm pretty sure. At least that's what I think they do. Anyway, well, at the IndyCar race, a NASCAR reporter, I think his name's analyst Dan something. I forget his name. Dan something or Dylan, or it starts with a D, I'm pretty sure. Anyway, not important. We'll just call him Dan. Dan was at this IndyCar qualifying for the first race. And guess who he sees? Hailee Deegan. What the heck? So he goes over to Hailee Deegan. And he basically goes, Hailee, would you like to comment about your AMA, with what happened at AMA Racing? Would you like to comment? She politely declined. He said, it's okay. He walked off. Then he's like, wait a minute. Why the heck is she at an IndyCar race? Now, we don't know at this point. But now we do know. Now, at that point, we didn't. Now we know. It's been rumored and it's rumored and speculated, and most likely not surprised, and maybe probably will happen that Hailee Deegan, rumorly, rumored, rumor speculation, whatever you want to say. Hailee Deegan is rumored to be driving an IndyCar Next Series car. Next IndyCar Next Series. Now, that was a lot, but let me explain. Just like how the NASCAR world has the ARCA, has the trucks, has the Xfinity, has the Cup. There's also levels at IndyCar. IndyCar also has its own version of, I guess you would say, Xfinity Series, because it only has one level below it, and that is the IndyCar Next Series, which is the below series. And it's rumored Hailee Deegan will be on a team next year in the IndyCar Next Series. And look, I don't know if that is because she was there and people are just trying to start a rumor. There's nothing official here. It is all rumors. I'll literally say that. So right now, who even knows? But what I'm saying is it looks as though, look, if you find a gal like Hailee Deegan who has been driving NASCAR and dirt cars her whole life, and now she's at IndyCar race, and this guy's asking her NASCAR questions, she's like, whoa, hold up, wait a minute, why are you even here? You can't even ask that question because she's already gone. She's walked by because he didn't even ponder that question. What's even more crazy is the fact that I believe, that could happen. Hailee Deegan, her last win in a NASCAR, we have to go back to the K and West Series. The K and West Series, folks, which is below the ARCA Series, it's so weird to explain it. But basically just obviously they run on the West Coast, hence the name K and West Series. There's a K and West and a K and East, and it's below the ARCA Series, and it's like this weird development series. It's weird because the KN Series will either fold and come back. It does that. They folded in like 2020. Then they came back at 21. Then they raced till 22. Then they folded in 23. Then they came back this year, I think. Maybe even not. I don't even know if they're still there. I don't even know. But the K and West Series, she ran, and her last win in a NASCAR car is in the K and West Series that she ran, and that was 2019. That was 5 years ago. She hasn't won a race in 5 years. She's been close. I won't lie. When she was in ARCA, she was very close. She had I believe, 2 or 3 top 2, finishing second. A lot of top 3s, a lot of top 5s, but never a win. And then she gets sent up to the trucks. She spent 3 years in the trucks. She had like a meh career in the trucks. And then she gets sent up to Xfinity, which I don't agree with. I think if I was Hailee Deegan, I'd try to fight to stay in trucks. Heck, maybe even go back down to ARCA. You were so good in the ARCA car. Why not you just keep developing? Keep developing. But they just kept throwing her up. And I'll be honest with you, I'll say how it is. The reason Hailee Deegan got moved up like she did is the same reason Danica Patrick was horrible in NASCAR and was good in IndyCar. So maybe Hailee Deegan will be good. The reason that is because Hailee is a girl. And NASCAR wants more diversity in the Cup Series. I don't know how else to explain that, and I know I might get some shade for this, but I'm going to explain it. Racing as a whole, when it comes to NASCAR, stereotypically is a bunch of white redneck dudes. Now look, I live in the middle of nowhere. There's chickens in my backyard. There's deer in my backyard. I live in the woods, so I guess you could call me a redneck. I have a four-wheeler and everything else. Whatever. I build race cars. Come on. Definition, we do dirt racing. So I guess, right? And I won't lie. If I was NASCAR, if you look at NASCAR, actually, let me finish this. If you look at NASCAR, it is a bunch of white dudes. Here's your diversity in NASCAR. Are you ready? You have Bubba Wallace, who is a black man. Put it bluntly. We'll just say it as it is. He's a black man. Daniel Suarez is a Mexican man. And that's really it. That's it. That's your diversity in the Cup Series. Now, let me hold my thoughts here. I'll say one more thing. Technically not, because Shane Van Gisbergen runs one Cup Series race a year, and he's from New Zealand. So, I don't know. There have been people from other countries, not in the U.S., who've run street race. There was a guy from Japan, I remember, uh, Ta- not Takuma Sato. Why am I thinking Takuma Sato? What the freak? Anyway, I don't even remember his name, but there was a guy from Japan. There's been guys from other countries, but not full time. The only two people that are full time that you could count as diversity in the NASCAR Cup Series is Bubba Wallace, who is a black man, and Daniel Suarez, who is a Mexican man who just got his visa. Which shout out to Daniel Suarez. He's an official U.S. citizen. He's been on work visas the last 3 or 4 years his whole NASCAR career when he was running trucks and Xfinity, and even his Cup career. That dude was rocking a visa. He's an official U.S. citizen now. He was sworn in a few weeks ago. Why is this important? I'm saying this because in other big name sports, look at this IndyCar. IndyCar, an Australian just won. There's Australians. There's French. There's Italians. There's all kinds of drivers in IndyCar. You look, heck, screw that. Stop for a minute. Look at motocross. I'm gonna blow your mind. Joe Shimoda, guess what? He's from Japan. Tom Vial, guess what? He's from France. You look over, I can't think of the guy's name. It's Kulis, yeah, Kulis or Collis. He's from Brazil. Jet Lawrence, Hunter Lawrence. They're both from Australia. Like, there is so many freaking diversity drivers in motocross / supercross and dirt bike racing in general. You look at freaking screw that. Look at F1. Okay, you have British people. You have people from Max Verstappen. He's Dutch. You got Yuki Tsunoda. He's Japanese. Daniel Ricciardo. He's from freaking Australia. You know, and there's only one American in F1, and that's Logan Sargent. Which, by the way, his best finish this year, which was 11th, he drove on 4th of July with a British flag in his car. Low-key kind of rude by Williams. Not going to talk about it, but as an American, I kind of feel offended that he had to drive with a British flag on 4th of July. It's kind of messed up. I feel like they should have done a special wrap for him. I think they did, actually. I should stop. I think they did something with his helmet. I won't lie. I think his helmet was an American flag. I was just joking, by the way, with that British flag thing. I want that to be clear. But no, I'm pretty sure that they did something for him. But all in all, there's a lot of diversity in all the motorsports worlds. And then NASCAR's looking and they're like, dude, we got 2 full-time Cup Series drivers that we can count as diversity. We don't have a lot. Granted, there's a lot of probably crew guys and stuff that are from other countries, but as drivers, you only have 2 full-time, so they're trying to push Hailee Deegan through, and look what happened. So, who knows? Actually, I was just thinking, and I just realized there's one more guy, diversity-wise, that you could count. Kyle Larson. He is part Asian. So, never mind. 3 people. Bubba Wallace, Daniel Suarez, Kyle Larson, who's part Asian, but he's an American. So, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if you can. I don't know how it all works, but you get the gist of, like, the reason why they were pushing Hailee Deegan up is because they wanted more diversity in the Cup Series. And she is a good driver. On top of that, she wasn't performing well in the Xfinity Series. She also was, on top of that, maybe some other behind-the-scenes stuff that we don't know. I'm not saying 100% that it was because she was a woman and they want more diversity. I'm not saying that's the 100% sole reason. There's multiple reasons that a person in NASCAR, in racing in general, leaves their team, and in general in sports, in any sport, there's multiple reasons why someone leaves the team that they were part of. So, we will see what happens with Hailee Deegan. Who knows? Maybe she does come and join the IndyCar next series. Maybe she goes and does something even more weird. Maybe she somehow joins the World of Outlaws and starts driving 410 sprint cars. I don't know. But we'll see what happens with Hailee Deegan. The MLB draft is tonight, actually, 7 p.m. I don't watch the draft for the MLB, so I probably won't know anyone. But I do want to talk about something that is a little crazy. I've gotten some information, and it's about a minor league baseball team in Modesto, California. It's a single A baseball team. The Modesto Nuts. They're called that because I guess Modesto, California is known for like like cashews and I think that's a peanut. There's like 3 or 4 different kinds of nuts in the logo. So the Modesto Nuts, uh, who have been there for over 70 years with different names. At one point in the 90s, they were called the Modesto A's because they were affiliated with the A's. They're the Mariners now. They're affiliated with the Mariners. They are the Modesto Nuts. They're leaving Modesto after over 70 years of baseball there because the MLB now controls looks into the environment of minor league baseball players, making sure that they have a good environment to develop in. So they wanted originally in 2021 to build a new stadium. It's going to be called, for some reason, they were going to call it a Coliseum. Don't ask, I don't know. But that was shut down because it would cost over $120 or $120 some million dollars, and it was just over, just a year after COVID. So I mean, they're like, nah, dude, we ain't got the money. So then the Mariners said, that's okay, we don't care. And they said a couple months ago they wanted what was it? A field house, training facility and field house and basically the training facility and the field house, they wanted them upgraded. It's going to cost $32 million. And they were only going to put down $10 million. A little weird. Modesto denied it, which I kind of agree with. And there was more to it, way more to it. There's the factor of it's probably going to cost more than $32 million. It's probably going to cost anywhere from 32 to 40 million because stuff happens and stuff is going to cost more as you build. So with inflation going up, so they deny it. They're like, what the heck is this? So what ends up happening is now the Nuts are relocating and leaving Modesto, California. Don't worry, Modesto, California, because you're one of the highest attended ballparks in minor league baseball. I am 1,000% sure you will probably get a new team. But my question, and I saw a lot of people questioning, where the heck are you going to relocate a minor league baseball team? Is that like in high demand? See, with hockey, it's a little different. Working on hockey, seeing teams relocate in the minor leagues or get new teams. When a minor league team relocates in the sport of hockey, it's a lot easier because there's major cities that don't have a hockey team that have a huge hockey population. I mean, you look at Charlotte, North Carolina, they have the Checkers. You look at the Coachella Valley Firebirds. They are the Seattle Kraken's AHL affiliate. The Charlotte Checkers, by the way, the AHL affiliate of I don't even know because they changed. I don't remember who they are. Used to be the Hurricanes, but I don't remember who it is now. But the Firebirds are the AHL affiliate of the Seattle Kraken. They play in Coachella Valley. They've only been in the league for 2 years in the AHL. That's the American Hockey League, which is ironic because there's teams in Canada, but not important. They've been in the AHL for 2 years, and they've been to back-to-back final appearances, at least in the playoffs. I don't know if my numbers are correct. I can't think if they were in the Hershey's back-to-back champions. I know that, and Coachella Valley was in the both of those finals. I'm pretty sure. Look, if people know AHL things, let me know in the comments, please. But in the gist of this, Modesto's leaving. My question is, where the freak are you going, dude? Where are the Nuts going? Are they going to freaking like Oakland already has a new team, the Oakland Ballers, which by the way have been selling out games like freaking crazy. They're a non-affiliated single A baseball team. So are you gonna go to? I don't know. Where are you gonna go? I mean, you got to be in California because you play or not. You don't have to be in California, but I guess you do actually. Crap, you know what? Because they play in a Cali league. I don't know. You just gotta figure it out, my guy. You gotta figure it out. So who knows? Hopefully they relocate somewhere cool. Maybe Bakersfield. I don't know if Bakersfield has a baseball team, but if they don't, Modesto, you can go to Bakersfield, I guess. But all in all, guys, you got to understand there's some crazy stuff going on in the world of sports. Speaking of the Seattle Kraken, they have their first female assistant head coach. That's cool. I can't remember a lady's name. I don't write things down for this podcast. I'm sorry. Yeah, there's a lot of crap going on in the sports world. Olympics are almost here. The Olympics. Love the Olympics. Matter of fact, I love the Olympics so much that I will probably be talking all about them in this podcast eventually. They start Friday, July 26th. Go USA, baby. Rah, rah. You know? America. Well, guys, I think I'm going to end it there. I don't really have anything else to talk about. Football has kind of been a little bit quiet lately. There's some big names still out there in the NFL world. The NHL's been quiet as well, and there's a lot of big names still out there that could possibly be traded or even free agently signed. And the MLB draft is tonight. I don't watch the draft, so I don't know what's going to go on with that. I have some interesting things going on there, but we're getting ready for those Olympics. We're getting ready for everything. Sports are crazy. Life is crazy. I hope you're doing all right because I am still living somehow. Listen, if you're having a bad day, just remember to put a smile on your face and have fun. So, until then, guys, as always, Derik Clark, a.k.a. Mini Doc, signing out. Peace.